Hello, all you JC Bobcats. This is Trevor Gray with the Jones Edition, and today I'm talking with Daniel Anderson about the trip that he made with the Honors College to Washington, D.C. Daniel, how was the trip?
It was really fantastic. You know, we did a lot of really cool things. Like we went to visit the National Archives and see the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Where I actually got my own copy of the Bill of Rights. It's now framed in my bedroom above my bed. And we saw all the monuments, the Jefferson Memorial and the Washington Monument, even though it was roped off. And we went to see the Smithsonian's, and we did a lot of really cool things. I met a lot of really cool people.
Wow, impressive. Did you meet anyone famous in your trips?
We did. We met Congressman Stephen Palazzo, who represents our congressional district, and got a picture taken with him in a few groups, and his office sent us some pictures that we were taking.
And how was the trip over there? Did you take a bus, go by plane?
Well, we took a plane on a Sunday, and for the most part we walked everywhere and took the Metro, which is the train system in Washington, D.C. But we did take a bus to a few places, like when we visited Colonial Williamsburg and Yorktown, which was a really educational experience.
And what were some of the things that you learned on the trip?
Well, for one, I learned what lobbyists do, because we actually ate dinner with a couple of higher-ups from a prominent D.C. lobbying firm, and that was really interesting. And I learned more about what representatives and senators' staff do, because we met some of the staff of Mississippi representatives and senators, like Thad Cochran, Roger Wicker, and Benny Thompson. You know, we met their staff. A lot of their head staff, which was really interesting.
Wow. Well, you said you saw some monuments and museums. What was your favorite place to actually visit in Washington, D.C.?
My favorite place to visit, it would have to be the Capitol, because we were actually led on a personal tour by Greg Harper, and he told us a lot of insider info into the Capitol, and it was really interesting. For example, he told us that Abraham Lincoln, while he was still a young boy, was actually a pallbearer for one of the presidents. And so that was really interesting, and not something I think we would have gotten on a regular tour.
Oh no, that sounds like some pretty detailed, classified information. Did you get to meet President Obama? I just have to ask you that.
No, we didn't get to meet President Obama. There was no way he could work us in just such a short amount of time, because we were only there for about 3.5 days. Mm-hmm. But those 3.5 days were packed full. I think that I would have just passed out in the middle of the road if it were not for sleeping on the bus.
Do you think that every American really deserves a trip to Washington, D.C. to kind of see the roots of our country and see how far it's gone?
I really think that every American citizen should feel obligated to see the place where our government sits and where everything happens.
Makes sense to me. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Anderson. I appreciate it, and remember, you can pay for school, but you can't pay for class, so stay classy, JC.